So I started working at Rare in the August after I graduated, and I stayed there until January when I went travelling, and then I liked Rare so much that I actually came back and worked a bit more from about March until I started my LPC. So I'm a big fan. I think for me, the things that I took the most important things to me that I took from my experience were two things, I guess. So first of all, meeting people. This job would be really good for someone who enjoys meeting people and getting to know people. Rare's candidates are great. There's a really wide range of people, and they all share the fact they're ambitious, and that's really great and really inspiring, actually. It also means that you have a really great network. Like now, I've started the LPC and I see candidates everywhere, and it's really nice to go to lots of different places and see people that you know and that you've helped and that have helped you actually too. Secondly, I think it really makes you familiar with the corporate environment. And I had a job to go to after I started at Rare, before I started Rare. So I found it really useful to go to lots of law firms, meet grad recruitment, meet lawyers, and generally make everything a little less threatening because it was a bit more familiar. And I think that would be useful for anyone if you have something to go to after Rare, or if you're looking for something, or if you want to stay at Rare. It's really great to take the fear away by making something really familiar. So I think those are probably the highlights for me, and obviously the Rare team, they are great. In addition, Rare's client list is amazing, so you're getting sort of one-on-one contact with some of the biggest firms, biggest names in the industries they're in, and also in the world. So Google, all like most of the Magic Circle law firms, lots of big banks like Goldman Sachs, L'Oreal, lots and lots of places and companies you'll have heard of. But you get to go into the offices, meet the people there, attend events. So you're really submerged in that sort of environment, and I think that's invaluable. So I think the sort of person that would be good for this job is, as I've already mentioned, someone who likes people. Someone who actually genuinely enjoys meeting people, talking to people, finding out more about them. People who like working hard and like working under pressure. Rare's a really, really great environment. It's very supportive and nurturing, but at the same time you're expected to work very hard, and you shouldn't be scared of that. But equally, you'll get rewarded, especially in terms of food. There's endless free food at Rare, which is fantastic. If you like having fun, genuinely, because the team's great. If you're not afraid of challenging yourself, which is obviously linked to hard work, I guess, but I was pushed outside of my comfort zone, for example, stuff like campus visits, speaking to big crowds. Initially, it might be something you're a bit scared of, but you're sort of encouraged to embrace that and learn from it, and I definitely did. I'm really glad I pushed myself during my whole time at Rare. And also if you're ambitious, so you know, you'll go to lots of events, you'll meet lots of people, and you'll be inspired by them. And this job is great for someone who sees themselves doing big things and wants to push themselves forward. I think it's a perfect place to do that. To conclude, working at Rare was one of the best things I've ever done, not only because I really, really enjoyed myself, but I think it's put me in really good stead in life generally, but also to start my training contract. And so I would highly, highly recommend it. And I think it's something you could never regret doing. And you'll probably be really, really glad you did it like me.